William fears Harry is killing their father. Now courageous Catherine is playing peacemaker. Hello and a very warm welcome to Kate Middleton and the Queen News Channel. A furious Prince William is completely disgusted with his little brother Harry's vicious assault on the palace, but apparently his biggest worry is the family strife is taking such a toll on their father's health, according to sources. An insider reveals William is keeping a vigilant eye on King Charles. His health is an ongoing conversation behind palace doors. Now, Charles has had COVID on 2 separate occasions, and experts are worried that the monarch is suffering from edema due to his chronically swollen hands and feet. Now, edema is a condition that is connected to really bad kidney problems. William just cannot fathom how heartless and selfish Harry continues to behave when he must know their father isn't in the best of health, according to the snitch. He no longer believes Harry is being manipulated by Meghan. To him, the royal crisis is clearly his brother's doing, driven by money and revenge. The source continues, saying his feeling is if Harry has a bone to pick, make it with him and leave their father out of it. Harry also went after William's lovely wife Catherine in his book, but sources insist that she still wants to make peace between the feuding brothers. The insider details Kate remembers better days between William and Harry when they were happy to all hang out together. She clings to that memory and continues to try and act as peacemaker, despite the fact that Harry painted her as a snob who wasn't very helpful or sympathetic to Meghan in his book. But apparently, for the time being, William's main concern is watching over his father. His father is a little bit overweight. He suffers from high blood pressure. He also has to put up with so much stress in his life, and we're not even talking about the stress that Meghan and Harry thrust upon him. The palace source says, if the unthinkable happened to King Charles, William believes Harry and Meghan would have blood on their hands. They need to stop their attacks before tragedy ensues. A handful of royal relatives are pushing for reconciliation before Charles's coronation on May 6th. Harry and Meghan expect to be invited, but it would be very bad for Charles if things aren't resolved by then, confides the insider. There's still time for that serious discussion between William and Harry. It should be just the two of them. It won't be pleasant, but it needs to be done because William will never forgive Harry if something happens to Charles. So clearly there is a lot going on right now. To begin with, Harry is intellectually challenged and he is not qualified to question, challenge, or judge his family and their origins. So in some ways, maybe Harry can be forgiven for his poor memory. Now Meghan, on the other hand, in some ways is pretty smart, to a certain extent at least. But it does seem like something is wrong with both of their memories. I mean, every time they talk about something, they have a different story. And the fact that they firmly believe everything they say is proof that they're under some kind of influence of substances. I think they drink way too much, and I think they take way too many drugs. I'm sure if we gave them a drug test, neither one of them would test clean. And as for the king, he should really just move over and leave the place to William. It would settle the entire thing. Charles, I'm afraid, is not really with it. He's a bit behind the times. Now, his mother, the late Queen, was actually more in tune with what people need today than dear old Charles is. And if the king ends up putting his family before his country, if he gives in to Harry and Meghan, then he should be removed as monarch, and this should happen immediately. If Charles really wants to be king, I'm afraid that he cannot have it both ways. He cannot make Harry happy and keep the country happy too. Obviously, a lot of people out there dislike Harry. They dislike the way that he's acted lately, and he doesn't deserve to be officially royal ever again. So Charles needs to make a choice. He needs to choose between being king and protecting the monarchy and his oldest son, or being an overly forgiving father to his little baby Harry. And I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. This is a very difficult decision, I understand. And this is such an important and critical time in his life. He's about to be coronated. I still find it shocking that Harry, along with Meghan, has been so awful to his father and family. Only recently, Charles lost his own father and then his mother. And Harry was attacking the monarchy and the family even before both of them had passed away. And it looks like Meghan is manifesting once again. Harry has been told that he's welcome to return, but not with her with him. And if he does return, it's not going to be as a working royal either. He's probably going to be hidden away safely for years, maybe forever, and really he deserves that. Harry can never be trusted again, and he's shown that he's a pretty dangerous person. I mean, his jealousy of his older brother and his brother's kids is obvious for everyone to see. Harry needs to be kept far away from all of them. It really is like some kind of Shakespearean tragedy, isn't it? And it's all caused by Meghan Markle and Harry's obsession with her. Now, the big problem with this scenario is the fact that Meghan doesn't have any credibility. She has demonstrated herself to be a liar over and over again, and all her big plans to drop these bombshells on the royal family so far have just blown up in her face. Now, personally, I'll never believe a word that woman says. I mean, if she said the sky was blue, I would need to go outside and look up and verify that. And the problem with any tricks that Meghan believes she can still play on people is that people are not going to fall for her tricks anymore. We already know what she's up to. And I'm sure the more wise members of the royal court are, as well as royal lawyers too. She's just so predictable at this point. And when it comes to the issue of surrogacy, I think we all have a pretty good idea of how that's going to go. She's going to whine that she had to use surrogates so the baby wouldn't be mixed race, which is going to be seen for the big lie that it is, because anyone who knows anything at all about the royal family knows good and well they are not racist in the least. Meghan has told so many lies. Even her own family doesn't want to have anything to do with her at this point. Everybody knows all her dirty secrets that she tried to hide before she met Prince Harry. And apparently there are still some X-rated videos of Meghan somewhere out there on the internet. I've never tried to find them. Personally, I don't want to see such a thing. And I think that Meghan was infertile, but she needed to trap Harry somehow, so she went ahead and got the surrogate. And if I had to guess, I would guess there are medical records out there somewhere proving that, but who knows? Meghan is a very evil person, but at the same time, she's not as clever as she thinks herself to be. She has been using that race card, and even people of color are sick and tired of what she has to say. Eventually, the truth is going to come out. And I don't think Oprah is going to get anywhere near her ever again. Meghan could announce the divorce a week before the coronation, but she's going to be so surprised at all the backlash she receives. I mean, people are just going to be relieved that she's finally out of the picture and we can enjoy the king's big day. I also wouldn't be surprised at all if she tries to claim that Harry forced her to dress like Diana because he's so obsessed with her, and she's going to say, "Oh, it was so scary, but I had to go along with it." I wouldn't put anything past that woman. The fact is, I don't think Meghan feels fear very often. I don't think she can. And Meghan is not as sly as she thinks she is. We know all about her scandalous past. We've heard about the yacht days. They've been mentioned a lot lately, actually. Somebody always retains a copy, you can be sure. And then we've got Andrew calling his lawyers. Was the NDA for only a year deliberate because the Jubilee and the family already knew that the Queen didn't have a long time left? Now, Andrew at this point seems to have nothing to lose, so who knows? We may hear some names of some American men at this point. Andrew did take one for the family to expose Meghan for who she really is. And as for Nicholas Soames, he's an idiot. Poor William. I hope we don't have to wait a long time for him to be king, because he's not going to take any more of this nonsense coming from his brother. Anyway, this decision, though, is for the king and the king alone. So either he's going to do the right thing and put his duty first and just exile Harry from all state matters, or he's going to give him some kind of status, and so he'll become very unpopular. I think his choice really is that stark, and I feel sympathetic towards him. Now, if he makes the right choice, I'm sure he will reinforce his position and status, and that of the UK as well. And Meghan is going to be powerless. She won't be able to do anything to hurt him or his family, except, of course, for Harry. And you, what do you think about Harry and Meghan? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments section, and we can also discuss the two of them and the royal family. If you preferred our video today, don't be afraid to like and share it with your friends and relatives who would enjoy it. And please subscribe to Kate Middleton and the Queen News YouTube channel to get more updates in the future. Now, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll be back to see you all in the next videos.